Always buy and sell diamonds with an HRD certificate. We want to follow our mission, and our mission is
Just spill the beans about 4 C's for common person.
to bring services to our clients. A few years ago, lab-grown diamonds was just a niche in the market.
Do you know the story behind tennis bracelet?
And from that moment, the kind of bracelet has been named as a tennis bracelet to the Kimberley Process scheme. So there is no involved any kind of illegal traffic.
One personal advice.
Take a moment during the day, put aside the phone and open the mind.
Talking about interesting facts, Fabio, do you know the story behind tennis bracelet?
Oh, we are in the 1987, if my memory is good. And it was Chris Evert, the tennis player. She was playing with a bracelet, very important, beautiful bracelet. But during the match, the bracelet fell off somehow from her. And from that moment, the style, the kind of bracelet, it has been named as a tennis bracelet. Even if I was very young for the match in the 87, but if I remember well, also the match was completely stopped until they found out the bracelet, yes.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Jewellery Pod, our favorite topic, education. And today we have Fabio D'Amico from HRD Antwerp. It's one of the pioneer labs worldwide who are setting new benchmarks for the diamond industry. They are into education, they are into screening, they are into lab certification. We'll know more as we talk. Let's welcome Fabio D'Amico. Hi, Fabio.
Ciao, Krishna.
Welcome on the Jewellery Pod.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to be here, to be honest.
Likewise. Fabio, before we begin into our deep conversation, I have many pockets to fill in of knowledge and inquisitiveness from our guests. I would like to introduce yourself.
Okay. Oh, be ready because I can text a book. Of course, I'm playing. I moved my first step in the diamond industry, coral stones industry, and the jewelry industry, of course, and let's say gemology field, when I was 24. So now it's something like 26 years.
Amazing.
I'm working in the industry, global industry. I enjoyed different countries, always working in the field. From Central America, of course, to Europe, where I'm coming from, and then the Middle East, where really I found, let's say, my home in somehow.
And how this association happened to be? Were you always into diamonds, or eventually you thought that, no, this is something you wanted to join?
No, Krishna, it's that's why I was telling you a book, because I was 6 years old when, with my family, we were in the mountain in Italy, close to Rome, so my city. And I was playing with the rocks on the mountain path. So normal situation, I would say. And I got this beautiful calcite crystal. It was an aggregation, to be honest, of many calcite crystals. And from that moment, I said to myself, this is my life. And today, still I'm having the same aggregate of calcite. And I'm looking at it every time my day is not like I wanted or my mood is down. Every time I'm taking it, I'm looking at it and I'm feeling immediately better. So it's a bond coming from my early ages.
It's a fine blend of passion and knowledge. I would want you to tell more about, to our listeners, what's your role in HRD and how you're bringing this transformation to in people's lives.
I enjoyed HRD in 2021. I just moved back from Oman to Dubai, and I had the pleasure, first of all, and the honor to enter in the team in the lab department, as a laboratory department. And then I moved to education, and I had the privilege to drive the worldwide education in HRD since now, we may say, yes. And basically what I really like of HRD is the proud to be the European School of Gemology, okay, to bring the European School of Gemology in the world. So this is something I really like. And we do it basically every day. We do it in the lab when we certify diamonds, loose diamonds or mounted diamonds. And when we teach to our students coming from all over the world.
And what part of education you're taking care of?
Basically all the education. So I'm following my personal instinct, so my personal trends, let's say that. So I'm more close to the academic courses. So not only I organize, of course, with the team, with the education team and the education department. We organize courses for diamonds and diamond grading. We organize courses about core stones and how to identify a gemstone. And of course, we organize courses also in the grading. Of course, diamond grading is always there. Color stones grading is a bit more different, but we have some parameters so we can understand also the value of gemstone. Of course, when I'm feeling like I'm in the classroom. When we talk about value, we are not talking about the simple price. Okay, the pricing is in the next step, the next operation. So we're talking about the value in terms of rarity of a gem material. Yes. So the grading basically drives us to determine the value of a gem material. And then, of course, we can also do the operation of pricing.
That's really a lot to know in like a few seconds. So there's a lot to unpack, but we'll pick one thing at a time. Let's start with this thing that you have studied. You have taught students from the West. Now you're taking care of the students in this region. It's a very versatile. No rule books are there for this region. We have to modify everything as per this region because it's very versatile. How does the acumen of students is different from West to East?
Yes, let me introduce a little the topic that HRD Antwerp is basically a services provider. Okay, so we want to follow our mission, and our mission is to bring services to our clients, customers, but even students. Okay, education is one of them. It's one of the service we want to give to our students. So we want to form our students to face their situations in the marketplace. Said that, in my experience, students are always students. Okay, so West, East, Far East, Middle East, of course, where we are. Students are always students. So if you want, we can play a little and create some profiles of students, not according to the geographical location, but according to the age. Okay, so worldwide, I can say that when we have students in a very young age, we have to be more careful. We have to be more careful in the meaning of we have to drive them through the topics, we have to drive them through the approach to the study, so they have to study at the end. When we have a more mature student, then it's much more easy because there is already a strong reason for a student, let's say, after 30 to be in the classroom and to start again studying. So in terms of teaching, it's easier, let's say that. But I'm very happy, to be honest, because this kind of job is giving me the chance to meet people from all over the world, but really from all over the world. Different culture, different experiences. And every time I'm feeling enriched by my students. So this is what really I like in my daily work. Yes. No matter where I am. So if I am here in the Middle East or I am in Europe, etc.
Amazing. And before doing this podcast, I was in touch with my listeners. I did a small Q&A with them and wanted to know what most known topic they would want our experts to talk about. So one constant topic was about lab grown. So what's the fuss about lab grown? Before I speak, I wanted you to clear it.
Yes. So allow me to be, first of all, a bit academic. And then we can go more toward the marketplace, etc. In terms of definition, lab grown is any kind of crystal made by man in a lab, in a laboratory, with a natural counterpart. A synonymous of lab grown is synthetic. So in the past, when I was a student in gemology, for us it was only synthetic, not lab grown. Lab grown is a modern terminology. Of course, I like it. Of course, I agree with it. Let's say it's turning in somehow the synthetic crystals in a positive way. And of course, must be like that. Today, in our marketplace, we can see lab-grown diamonds. We have huge presence of lab-grown diamonds. A few years ago, lab-grown diamonds was just a niche in the market. Now, no more. It's growing. It's growing. In terms of lab, HRD is ready because we are working with natural diamonds and, of course, with lab-grown diamonds. And in terms of education, we are preparing our students, we are educating our students to the new reality of the marketplace. If you want, I can close my answer with a joke. Once upon a time, there were the diamond simulants. Simulants is any kind of material imitating a diamond. Now, for the simulants, there is no reason to be there anymore because of lab-grown diamonds. Just to be precise, lab-grown diamonds means exactly a diamond, but done by man or made by man in a laboratory.
And there's absolutely no reason to see them as threat, or it's different in this
It
region.
depends on the marketplace. It depends on the position of the different companies, etc. There is no reason to be scared about lab-grown diamonds until the lab-grown diamonds are sold in the marketplace in a very transparent way. So, as I'm always saying to my students, no matter if you go for a natural or for a lab-grown diamond, always buy and sell diamonds with an HRD certificate. Or you're sure of what we are buying or what you are selling. And there is no problem at all. As a gemologist, I have to say that disclosure is one of the most important steps in any segment of the field. So from the lab to the client, from the client to the potential customer, and so on. So transparent supply chain, this is the most important message, and HRD is there. As I told you, HRD is providing services, not only in terms of certification and education. Let me add something more. Also in terms of marketing and development of marketing. We have special programs also for our clients, and we sustain our clients in terms also of understanding the actual marketplace. And also, according to the different position, how to deal with lab-grown diamonds.
Amazing. Maybe you're meeting an array of retailers, you're meeting students, then you meet a chamber of commerce probably, you'll be meeting government bodies. So your personal reading, your personal understanding of skill set, talking about skill set, what are the main skill set one should have in 2024 if they wish to work in diamond jewelry?
Yeah, this is a very important question, to be honest. More than a simple skill set, I would say that what is really matter in the present time, let me use a very cold expression, but real, is the product knowledge. Okay, I really believe in that. No matter if you want to run the career of designer or gemologist, of course gemologist more, but or a goldsmith or a manufacturer, whatever. The important is to know your product.
Right.
You must know your product. If 10 years, 20 years ago, it was an added value, now it's a must. You must know what you are dealing with. Otherwise, you are lost in the marketplace. Because you mentioned the lab-grown diamonds, but I can mention also treatments and even more sophisticated treatments. The base of it's always the same, but the technology is evolving. Absolutely, the product knowledge is a must of our present time. Let me push my company, and of course HRD is there. Again, I told you, as a services provider, but also in terms of helping the marketplace players, operators to understand the present and of course the product knowledge.
As we are through with the product knowledge, then it comes about understanding your market better, understanding your clients better. What trends do you see or do you foresee that gonna pop up very soon and we should be prepared to either encash them or be ready for them?
Trends in the diamonds industry.
In general, in jewelry industry as a whole, not in specifically diamonds.
Okay, they are always related to the fashion too. Our modern fashion trade is driven by VIP person. So the trends can come from this kind of sources. Otherwise, I'm feeling to tell you that natural diamond is always a diamond. And by itself, diamond is a trend. There is a very famous poet who said, diamond is a star on our planet, on planet Earth. Correct, it's like that. So to have a diamond, to wear a jewel with diamond is like to wear something magic, like to wear a dream. If we think about all the journey of natural diamonds from the inside our planet to the surface of our planet and then to the store, it's really something magic happening. Okay, so trend is always a matter of the beauty of diamond and the appeal of diamond is having on humankind.
And we have recently seen lots of promotion done by natural diamonds only. They're very actively promoting natural diamonds. I do see that as a trend in itself.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. Thanks, Krishna. You got it purely. That's my point. Diamond itself is a trend. Of course, the human society is changing, no matter where we are in the world. And we are following the change. Sometimes we can anticipate it. Sometimes, as I told you, we have to follow it. But diamond is always diamond.
I'm not catching you by words, but as you say this, that's also a fact that diamond, the natural diamond, is losing its investment value over the time.
Personally speaking, diamond is not an investment. Okay, we may say, or we may define diamond as an asset. Said that, this is not at the end so important. Okay, why? Because we buy diamonds, we wear diamonds because we like to do it. We love to do it. This is what is feeding our ego in somehow. And we like to show our diamonds. We like to show our jewels. We like to underline our social status. So this is the main reason we look for diamond. And behind all of that, there is an emotional reason. And we follow our emotions, our feelings. We are going to get married. We are going to have a newborn. And what is the best way to make this moment endless? It's a diamond. Or let's say it's a jewel with diamonds. Okay. And of course, an HRD report with a jewel, coming with a jewel.
As HRD, talking about HRD and its courses available for students to pursue, even for the retailers, senior to mid-level. What's an interesting course you are launching or anything new we're going to see with HRD any sooner? Yes,
we have, of course, we have our academic courses. So about diamond, we have our CDG, Certified Diamond Grader, is probably the well-known course in HRD worldwide. It's the diploma we are giving is, let me say, a strong passport that can open doors in any kind of places in our world, in our industry. Then, of course, we have a course about color stones and gem identification. The combination of the two diplomas is giving the graduate gemologist diploma. And then we have also a new line of courses. We call them business blocks or retail modules. And it's a way for us to stay in contact and to bond even more with our clients, existing or even new potential clients, and to bring them, as I told you before, the product knowledge. I know product knowledge I don't like as expression because to me it sounds very cold.
Yeah.
Okay, there is no warmth in it. But at the end, it's important. And we are having a lot of success, to be honest, in our business blocks. Many companies are coming to us asking special session, a tailor-made session about single gemstone, normally diamond, but also colored gemstones. The last I did in Italian was, of course, in Italy. It was about coral, just to give you an idea. Wow. Coral and pearls, for example, in retail skills. So let's say that the business blocks are having a great success and are contributing, this is something I'm proud of, also to the great success of the lab here in Dubai, but in Antwerp. We see an increasing of certifications and samples in the lab daily base, creating some troubles to our teams in the loose diamonds lab and in the jewelry labs. But we are happy, of course. We are happy to have these kind of troubles. So it's working very well.
Thank you.
One of the most requested business block is about lab-grown diamonds at the end. Exactly because companies, people wants to know more about the topic. Wants to understand from where the lab-grown diamonds are coming, the history, the evolution of. Because if we know the past, if we know the history, we can also understand the present, and we may look at the future with more confidence. And if we have to lay out for common people the 4 C's of diamond, how would you say? The 4 C's of diamonds are let me again a little bit academic, the 4 value factors of diamond grading. But at the end, they are also the coordinates to understand the rarity of a diamond. And from the rarity, we can also have an idea of the value of the diamond. And then so on, as we said before, we can also start calculating the price. But more than this, when we talk about diamonds, we are talking about rarity. To be honest, for all the gemstones, but no, diamond is our topic. So it's important to understand the level of rarity of our diamond. Once we have a clear idea, a clear perception of it, we can also transmit it to our final consumer, for example. We can use the 4 C's in a better way because we can describe the not simple the value, but the rarity of the diamond potentially if a consumer is buying in that moment. So 4 C's are that at the end.
So just tell us, just spill the beans about 4 C's for common person.
For common person, 4Cs is the way to understand the price, to compare pricing, different prices for different diamonds. All the labs, of course, now my main is HRD, so I'm talking about HRD. You know, in our reports, in our certificate, for example, not only we have the 4Cs clearly in the report, but we have also this reference scales in another side of the report, the other page of the report. So, for example, the final consumer, even if cannot understand the meaning of a grade in color and clarity, can always look at the reference scales and understand where the stone is in terms of grade. So at the end, from the perspective of a final consumer, the 4Cs are the coordinates to understand or to accept the price of a diamond.
And can we decode them per cut?
Yes, of course. The 4Cs start with the letter Cs, 4 parameters starting with the letter Cs. So that's why we call them 4Cs. This is color, cut, carat weight, and clarity. In the past, we had some, order of mentioning them, but we may say that they are equally important. So all of them are having the same weight when we are talking about diamond value and grading, of course.
I know our conversation is shifting more from knowledge sharing, from retail sharing. But yes, that's the whole idea. I want to make it more simpler for the audience as well to understand. I want to make it more permeable for them. So if I have a certificate with me today, is there any validity of that certificate, or I can always reach out to the lab and get it renewed, or it's valid forever?
First of all, it's important the lab. Okay, so the lab must be acknowledged worldwide.
Yeah.
This is the first and most important step.
It should have a recognition.
Exactly. Okay, so of course HRD is among the god of the worldwide labs, acknowledged labs. Second, it's a matter of the date of the certificate. Okay, we may say, if it's, don't take me literally because it's not really like that, but we may say that after 5-10 years, it's always better to do again the certification of the diamond or the jewelry item. And somehow the report is going to expire, but not because of like the food or something like that. It's a matter of simple changing, first of all, of the standards of the worldwide gemology and diamond grading. Second, it's a matter of change, it's a matter of wearing the jewelry items or the diamond itself. Something may change also in the diamonds in terms of normal use, daily use. Yeah. My students are always shocked when I say that, of course, diamond is the hardest crystal and gemstones, let's say gemstones we know. Correct, but it's not the toughest. Okay, so we have really to be care about our stones, about our jewels. So if I hit my diamond while I'm climbing the rock wall in the mountain, I can create some damage. Okay, so I have to be careful. We have to be careful when we wear our diamonds.
Fabio, you have told us so many aspects of the diamond and the education and certification as a whole. However, I wanted to know that why natural diamonds are so valuable.
Natural diamonds are so valuable because they are rare. Now, I will attract all the people and questions from any kind of profile of audience, but I want to say that diamonds are rare. Why diamonds are rare? Diamonds are rare not only in terms of quality, so how the 4Cs are mixing now each other, but also in terms of formation. Diamond forms in our planet below our crust, something like 200 kilometers below our crust, in a very extreme condition of pressure and temperature. And if nothing is going to happen, they will stay there. Okay. They will say the diamond will enjoy their life there, not on our hands or necklaces or bracelets or whatever it is. So if there is really a random episode that brought the diamonds up until the surface, couldn't find them. So that's why I like to say diamonds are rare. Then, of course, the mining companies invest a lot of money in diamond mining. First of all, recovering and then mining rough diamonds. That's why we have our jewelry stores full, packed of diamonds. That's why when we go in a mall or even in our main street, in our cities, we can see windows full of diamonds, but only because there was an effort, a big effort, let's say, from the humankind, now we're talking about mining companies, to mine diamonds and bring the diamonds to the final consumer at the end, or to build in somehow the famous supply chain. So from the mines to the different segment of the supply chain, the wholesaler up to the retailers, and then of course the final consumer. We used to call the diamond supply chain pipeline.
Yes.
Pipe is the name of the primary deposit of rough diamonds. Okay. We used to say kimberlite pipe or lamproite pipe according to the different magmas bringing the diamonds on the surface. And of course, the next rock coming from the cooling down of the magma.
I'll pick this part again later in the conversation. As you just spoke about the mines and hard efforts of the humans, I wanted to know what ethical sourcing exactly means.
Let's say that in our modern time, we have two concepts extremely important, not only in the diamond industry, not only in the jewelry industry, in any kind of fields. The first concept is sustainability. The second one is the traceability of the product. Sustainability and traceability are among the 17 goals of the United Nations. So also our industry must follow these guidelines. I would say rules, but let's keep them on the level of guidelines. Of course, also diamonds. In this frame, lab-grown diamonds found a good ground to grow up. Okay, but also natural diamonds, and mainly the diamond mining companies are doing a big effort to sustain. Sustainability is exactly that. Have a respect for our planet, and of course for the people living in our planet, assuring for all of us the rights of work in the proper environment and to live and to respect each other. This is to me the meaning of ethical sources. Okay, so where the workers can work, can express themselves in a full respect of, again, each other and of course the planet and the environment. And I may say that we are assisting now for all the level of the pipeline, so from the mining companies to the retailers. There is a big effort for all the components to reach the sustainability fully. We want to preserve our planet because we are living in. So this is our home. Okay. And we want also in somehow, again, along all the pipeline of diamonds, so all the supply chain, we want also to keep a good track of diamonds, rough diamonds. We want to be sure diamonds are not feeding illegal traffics. We want to be sure that are not feeding the situations in civil wars and so on. So that's why all of the components of the supply chain of the pipeline are members of the Kimberley Process. It's a scheme where companies can enter, can be in, can assure the origin of the natural diamonds. Okay, so we have tools, we have instruments, we are using them, and we are very proud to use them and to bring to the final consumer and let's say a sustainable and traceable product.
There's a dark side of sourcing the diamonds as well, and that's why the movies like KGF and Blood Diamonds were made. Would you like to add something to this?
I'd like to say that for the conflict diamonds, for example, the problem is 100% solved. I cannot say 100, but I can say 99% is solved, thanks to the efforts I told you until now. No? So all the components in the pipeline are following the goals coming from not only from our personal ethics and morality, but also coming from the United Nations. Full the industry is involved, the effort is big, we are reaching the goal, and we are proud, to be honest, to do it.
Fabio, you spoke about Kimberley Process. So it is an institute who regulates, who makes sure that we have ethical sourcing. Can you tell more about Kimberley Process?
Basically, the Kimberley Process is giving us, or is giving, yes, why not us? Because all of us, we are final consumer at the end, no matter if we are involved in the pipeline or not. But it's giving us the evidence, the assurance that diamond is coming from a place belonging to the Kimberley Process scheme, or from a country's part of the Kimberley Process scheme. So there is no involved any kind of illegal traffic behind. It's not feeding any civil war or even worse. Okay. So that's why it's so important for us, mainly for the final consumer. But as I told you, all of us, we are at some moment final consumer, no? So
you are educating new minds with the insights of diamond, and there are several aspects related to it. Talking about HRD, certification is a very big part of it. So in today's time, why it is so important to have a certificate either for your solitaire or for your jewelry, even if it has tiny diamonds with it?
It's extremely important. I told you, we are assisting present time to an increase of samples in the lab, loose diamonds and the jewelry labs, daily basis. It's crazy, but we are happy, of course, of it. So I'm telling that, proud of my colleagues, because it means they are doing a great job. Why? Because, first of all, because it means that the market, worldwide marketplace is in good condition, is healthy market. Okay, and why I say healthy? Because it means the market operators, the trade operators, they want to bring a full product to the final consumer. When I say full, I mean not simple the jewelry item, but also the report, the certificate. They want to assure the final consumer that what they are buying. They want to show that there is an added value in the certification. Okay, so I believe this is the most important reason, because if I take care of my final consumer, providing a full service with HRD, the final consumer can come back, can build the confidence in the retailer, can keep going, buying for any kind of occasion in the life. No, as we said before, wedding, newborn, whatever it is. We like to keep a memory of this special moment in our life and to make it literally endless. A jewelry is the maximum symbol, the biggest and the most important symbol we may use. A jewel with diamonds, of course. I'm playing now because, of course, I like diamonds, but we have also coral stones.
Can you also throw some light how it adds to authentication of the product, and it talks about its originality as well?
Yes, exactly. Let's say that in gemology, we have, let's say, 3 main steps, workflow as a procedure. The first step is identification. We have to identify a gem material. So, for example, when I enter in the lab, a diamond, potentially a diamond, what we do is, first of all, to identify the stone as a diamond. So we have to say, yes, it is or not, it's not. And if it's not, what it is. Second, we have to determine the origin of the diamond. So if it is natural or lab-grown diamond. Third, we have to determine if the diamond is treated or not treated. A treatment is any kind of human modification except the cutting process. Okay. After we determine the identity of the stone, we have to determine the grading of the stone. If it is, as we said, a diamond, we follow the famous 4 C's. So we are going to determine the clarity grade, the color grade, the cut grade, and of course the carat weight. Next step is the fully disclosure. I told you in gemology we have these 3 main steps. Now, one is identification, grading, and the third one is disclosure. So what is disclosure? Disclosure is to report our work in a certificate, in a report. Okay, so of course in the HRD report, everyone can find out the identification, so what the material is, the diamond, lab-grown diamond, etc. The grades of the 4 C's, so the grading, and then the full disclosure in terms also of presence or not presence of treatments. We may have treatments in a diamond. It's not a big issue. The important is to know that. Or it's important also to know if it is natural or lab-grown diamond. As a final consumer, I may be happy to buy a treated diamond. Why not? But I have to know it. I have to be aware about what I'm buying. So this is the most important, let's say, service we are providing to the final consumer, to be sure what they are buying. And of course, our clients, the retailers, wholesalers, they are happy because they can, using HRD, they can disclosure their product to the supply chain until the final consumer.
Thank you, Fabio, for walking us through that process. Also from career aspect, Fabio, how important doing a certification, or people do always have career options in designing. They think that, diamond is not the jewelry in broader sense. Jewelry is not the industry where, they can make a big career. However, it's beautiful, beautiful place to be. Are there any initiatives of HRD to bring in the new minds from schools, from colleges? Are we actively involved in letting people know from early age, or at least offering them HRDs they can look up to as additional education or qualification?
Yes, again, transparency, it's not only important for a diamond, let's say that. It's also important for HRD or for all the companies, of course. What do I mean with transparency? I mean that it's important to show what we are doing and how we are doing it. Of course, we bring our services or our way to work also to universities, to schools. We do that, yes, we do that. We are very happy, to be honest, to collaborate with universities because we can give to the students an opportunity of a different path. Okay, I'm used to say gemology is not a science. Let's say we can imagine gemology as a segment. One extremity, we have the science. In that extremity, we have the marketplace. When I have the pleasure to talk with the students coming from university, from scientific departments, Of course, their focus is more on the science extremity of the gemology, But there is a lot of things to do there, a lot of research to do, a lot of studies to do, new technologies, new equipment, new profile or new methodology to work with the gemstones, to disclosure treatments, to disclosure the origin, to detect, to be honest, the origin of the gemstones or treatments. But also on the other side, there is the chance to work for a company to develop new treatments, because there is nothing bad in that.
Yeah.
Until it's fully disclosure, there is nothing wrong in it. Okay, so why not? It's again, we are in the context of science when we work in this kind of activities. So HRD is happy to bring the knowledge and to give the opportunity to the students to take this kind of directions in life. On the other side, there is the marketplace.
Yeah.
And there are also the business men and women that they are looking for to place their product, to increase the annual revenue and so on. Of course, also in this case, we are giving tools to do that. And we are happy to do it, because more they are selling and more work there is for our lab. Okay, so we are, let's say, at the end, we are like a team. And if a part of the team is not performing well, we have to sustain it and make it spinning in the right way. And of course, following, not simple the individual ethics and morality, as we said before, but also following the guidelines coming from the worldwide organization we are a member of, or even if we are not member of them, but if there is a global direction, we have to follow it. Of course, if it is matching with our individual morality and ethics.
Earlier in the conversation, Fabio, you spoke about certificate helps you to trace the origin of your diamond. So do you mean to say that if we can trace actually, if we have bought a diamond probably 2 carats or 3 carats, can we actually trace from which mine it is coming? Does this certificate help us with this?
No, the certificate cannot help you in this. Okay, it's more and more, let's say, something happening in administration context, so invoicing, etc. So in this way, yes, it's possible to have a track of the diamonds. It's important more for the supply chain, to be honest, because we have to know if a diamond is coming or not from the conflict areas, etc. Okay. In terms of science, for example, we cannot determine the origin of a diamond. It's impossible to do it. So that's why I'm telling you it's more in the administrative stuff, because the only way to track a diamond is having a completely line from the origin, from the rough, let's say, until the polished, until then all the operation for manufacturing the jewel, etc. Following the Kimberley process, yes, it's possible. But scientific speaking, no way. We cannot determine. we have some evidence, we may find out some evidence and determine the depth of diamond formation in our planet. So we can do something so extreme, but in the end, if we want to determine the simple geographical location, we cannot do it, because diamond didn't form on the surface there where we found it. Form in another place.
Fabio, you have been following, I'm sure there's a curriculum for HRD, curriculum for how to teach students about diamond, how to convey that information to them. From your experience as on today, what do you feel that it is not in the books, but you know and you always convey to your students?
Experience. First of all, experience. Okay. When I was in the university, my professor, she was always telling me that I had a very special gift to explain things, even very difficult concepts, in a very easy language. Okay, so let me say that for a teacher, for an instructor, for a lecturer, this is to me the most important step, or the most important skill. Even talking about the most complicated situations or concepts, but say them in a very easy language, because everybody can understand it. So outside the books is that. What really matters is that I can have a huge baggage of knowledge, but if I cannot explain it, if I cannot give it, if I cannot transmit to someone else, it's only mine at the end. And I cannot be a teacher or a lecturer.
And from your career till date, one advice that you would have given to 20-year-old yourself?
This is the toughest question you could ask. The freedom to do mistakes, okay? Life probably is really the toughest teacher we have. But first of all, life is giving us the exam and then is teaching us the lesson, and not the opposite, like should be. It's okay doing mistakes. It's fine. It's experience. We can build our literally experience doing mistakes. It's important that we understand them and we are able to pass and to fix the mistake. So this is the key of success to me. to be aware of ourselves and overpass or even the bad moments and go on. Smiling, good attitude, positive attitude,
Yeah.
in the full respect of other person and mainly also of ourselves and what we are doing.
One personal and one professional advice you would give to audience of the Jewellery Pod to conclude this episode.
Professional advice is, let's say, for final consumer, is always to buy a jewel with a certificate. This is the most important advice. Of course, it must be an HRD certificate. Okay, and for all the people working in the supply chain in the famous pipeline, to be fully aware about the product. And again, HRD can be the solution because we can really work together, and together we can improve the supply chain at any level. And also talking about any kind of needs, marketing development, education, certification. HRD is there, is the partner of the industry.
One personal advice.
Personal advice.
I know you covered that in the question before.
Personal advice is to take a moment during the day to read, to explore, to know something new, to put aside the phone and to open the mind. Absolutely.
Thank you, Fabio, for sharing with us these nuggets of gems. And it was amazing speaking with you.
Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure for me. And I hope we can do it again.
100%. We're doing this again.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for staying with us today. I hope you like this session. Please share your feedback on the comments. And we'll see you soon in next episode of the Jewellery Pod.